Mm. Okay, hello everyone. This is our weekly Subspace desktop meeting. Welcome all again, and we will be giving you the latest changes. So let me start by sharing my screen. First of all, not a lot of issues that have been opened. Actually, no new issues. This is the first one, but we already covered this in the last meeting. My progress is about this, so I will be rehearsing this. We will having an OpenCL support from the monorepo so that our desktop will be able to utilize this GPU. And for that, we need some other stuff for our releases and Tauri actions. The thing we are using in our workflow for releasing is not fully compatible with what we want. So we had to create a new workflow from scratch because Tauri team suggested us like changing the actions might be more difficult than creating a workflow from scratch. So that's why I was dealing with creating a new publish workflow. My progress is on that is macOS is working both for Intel and for ARM64. So we got full coverage of macOS. We got also Linux with x89 64 build, and this is with OpenCL, of course. For Windows, I just like 1 hour ago from this meeting, I figured out how to work with it with Windows. As usual, Windows created the most issues, so I spent a considerable amount of time for making the workflow work with the Windows. So continuing with the issues.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. I was
No
doing an
problem.
interview that ran over for a few minutes, and I'm also sick right now. I think I have COVID, so I am laying in bed.
Oh,
I'm mainly just going to be listening in.
okay. Get well soon. I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, Arthur, I'll try to sync up with you at the end of this to talk about what we're going to do today in lieu of meeting in person.
Okay, sounds good.
For the closed issues, no new issues have been closed because Search has been working on a big update for the Tauri updater, and I was working on the workflow update for the all weekend or all week. That's why no new issue is closed. For the pull request, I'm gonna hand it over to Serge so that he can go over his change. And yeah, that will be all from my side.
Okay, let me share. So on my side, as Ozgun mentioned, I was mostly focused on the Tauri update feature. So I already submitted like 2 pull requests related. So one introduces a Tauri updater in our Subspace desktop. So from now on, user when user starts the application and there is a newer version, it will show like a dialog. Hey, there is a new version. You should install it. Blah blah blah. Apart from that, this is possible because we have like updater server, which is currently deployed as a Cloudflare Edge function. And this is another PR. And however, but in order to fully like implement this feature, so we had some discussions here. So as I mentioned, by default, we show this dialog on launch. But this is not enough for our use case because our users may start the application and let it run for weeks until they start facing any issues. So we need more frequent updates and more frequent this pop-up. So we discussed that it will be nice to have like once or twice per day this like dialogue, but also we need to think about behavior if user rejects for both of these cases. How we can make it possible to update the application if he rejects, like some kind of drop down, like check for updates, install updates. Yeah, so this is what is required in order to fully implement this feature. And yeah, apart from that, I had like a bunch of other issues and features. They require some UI updates. We discussed it previously. Maybe we can think about that offline. And yeah, that's all on my side.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the updates are big, but word-wise, it's sounding not much. But like the updated feature is really big, and creating a new workflow from scratch is taking a lot of time. So I hope it will be finished tomorrow or the day after. We will have the new workflow working so that we can abandon our reactions. And it's wonderful that we got the updated feature. Yeah, for the next tasks, sir, do you have anything in mind since you got the updated covered?
I was checking the improve menu issue. Let me share one more time. So about this one, but we also need to clarify, like it's not enough information here, like whether it should be like a native menu like this or in-app menu, and what exactly should happen when we like click on about Subspace or yeah, check for updates. We need to clarify, as I mentioned, what should happen when we have like when we click on help. And yeah, this is one of the issues I was thinking about working on next. And yeah, but it would be better to prioritize those. I already have like more things ready. We just need to make some UX decisions to make like to complete them.
Yeah, sounds good to me. And for me, after finishing the workflow, I've been waiting on couple of things. One of them is, again, Serge, as you mentioned, the new UI changes so that I can work on a couple of the issues. The other one is integrating the rotating log function, which is I'm waiting a response from Tokyo Tracing. But since we got the code implemented in my fork, we can just use that fork as well. So I will wait a couple of days. If there is no answer from them, I will just try to use our fork for this rotating logs function. Anything you guys want to add to that? All right. Thank you all for listening. And
Hey,
all...
sorry, just I had a question. What is the what's the current version that the people, I guess the users in or is anybody, I guess, in Gemini still using Subspace Desktop? Do we still have anybody that we're actively supporting, or is everything basically offline and we're under the assumption that as new builds are published, it's just for like internal testing, but nobody's actually running it on the production or whatever the incentivized testnet of Gemini?
We are still seeing
Justin,
some.
do you have an idea?
Yeah, we are still seeing some community members still running. I don't know exactly who's on desktop versus CLI. I'll have to check into that. But we are still seeing some users who have opted to continue to run to help us test out as we release new updates and things like that.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm not super lucid right now. There was another question. Are we still getting bug requests or feature requests from the community on GitHub since we closed down Gemini?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. So this is basically just internal bugs that we're finding that we're repairing and features that we're adding at this stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, awesome. Okay, that was all the questions I had. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And thanks all our viewers. So see you all next week.